Okay. How is everyone? All right. Ready to get started? Excited about this evening? And as you come on, just let me know where you're from. You know how this goes. Give me your shout outs. Let me know where you're from. If you're new, if you're not, I kind of know who you are and where you're from. But let's do this. Getting my camera together here. So thank you for your patience. All right. Let's see here. All right. As people come on, we'll give you some housekeeping tips, some things to be aware of, and to know, hey, Dana, how are you? It's a pleasure. Good to see you. All right, people come on, and as you come on, now here's the thing. There are more people who come on than say anything. Hey, Melanie, how are you? There are more people who come on than respond or speak. So those of you who are not responding or what have you, let us know. Hey, Daniel, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Glad, see your name anyway. Glad you're joining us tonight. I think Daniel might be a first timer. Good to see you, my man. All right. Now, I hope the audio and the visual is okay. If so, y'all give me a thumbs up and let me know. But I think things are going to be good. I think things are good. Hey, Stephanie, good evening. I know, right? The app is awesome. It does give alerts so you don't forget to tune in. You know, I'm telling y'all, you better tell people about this app. Some great things are happening with it. And I'm going to share a couple of them with you this evening as people have populated and gotten on. Hi, Candace. How are you? Great. From Raleigh. Timothy, what's up, man? From Timothy from Raleigh. Candace, it's been a while. Oh, Candace, it hadn't been that long. I was here last week. Stephanie, Talamisha. I always like saying your name. It's fun. Rosie Pringles checking in. Hey, what's up, Gerald? G Money, my man. All right, my dude. All right. Talamisha and Will from California. I'm not going to say LA. People do that with California. It's like all of California is LA, but no, you're California. Okay. Thank you, Wendy. You know, if somebody compliments me or says something fresh, that's my wife. All right. ATL from B. Williams. Hi, Valdacia. Good to see you as well. Okay, let me give you a few housekeeping. Sunshine is in the house. Give you a few housekeeping tips. First of all, if you have not, Irma from Louisiana, if you have not told friends about your app, or if you are a married person and you are on this alone, you can connect your spouse to the app. We're working out bugs. I'm telling you, you guys are blessed because you're getting it for free while we're working out our bugs, while we're still in beta mode. But eventually we won't be. And we're going to expect you to still hang with us and rock with us as great things, more other things are coming up. I'm sorry, what is that? It's a stain. This is real life stuff. Well, we're not going to worry about it. Okay. As more things come up, we're going to expect you to stay with us and just roll with us. Okay. Right now, you're blessed to have this for free. But as you know, we are footing this bill right now, but we're going to flip it. And we all will have to share the blessing. Yes, Wendy says, can people put in their profile pics? Yes, that means you, Irma. That means you, Sunshine. Just click on the icon, go into your photo gallery, and put a picture so we'll know who you are. Okay, that's one thing. Secondly, I want to let you know that if you're single or if you're married, it doesn't make a difference either. We have a feature on this app that you haven't even unlocked yet, and it's an in-house video. We are the only app that does this live thing here. We're it. There's no other app out there that does live talking to the entire body of people on the app. So we're already ahead of the game. But inside the app, there's also a intra video feature. Well, on the single side, when you're matching, you're going to be able to talk to people that you match with video face to face. No one will have your phone number. No one will have your contact information. It's all inside video. We're changing the game when it comes to matching. On the marriage side, you also will have that feature. And that feature will be so that you can talk to your spouse, or you can talk to other couples or what have you. But it's all going to be very regulated, where you can't just be, shouting out at people trying to, do something weird. So we ask you guys to get ready for this, because we've been building this for years. I get discouraged, and I thought about it. I said, you know what? Tinder was free for 3 years before they even came online and started their paywall. So I want you to know that it's about to happen, but I thank you for being so faithful and for joining us every Tuesday night. Please also look at some of the other features in the app. It's absolutely awesome. Reach out to other people in the app. Go into the communities, click on their names. You can do video chat with them. You can build community in it. That's what the app is all about, is building community. Okay, let's go on. Let's get started. Now, tonight, as the notification came out, it said the Ick Factor, the Ick, I-C-K factor. Okay, Daniel said you can't see video. Daniel, I'm going to ask you, if you cannot see video, but you're just hearing audio, you might have to go out. Make sure you're updated, okay? Go out and come back in and then try it again, okay? Because sometimes, especially if you're a new user, we've had that problem before. And then if you're Apple or as opposed to Android, well, let's try that, Daniel. Just go out and come back in and let's see what happens, okay? Hopefully you'll be able to see the video after that. Okay, the Ick Factor. Preference or problem? Let's talk about it. Now, what is the Ick Factor? Let me explain it to you like this. Okay. Gentlemen, your wife, your significant other, and you are about to go out on date night. As you're about to go out, she walks out all ready to go. She's ready. She's been waiting. We love date night, don't we? And she's ready to go. But as she walks out, you all of a sudden look at her and say, "Is that what you're wearing?" All of a sudden, everything goes silent. Right? Now, "Is that what you're wearing?" She smiles, but something shifted, okay? Something changed. Now, was he wrong, or was he just being honest? I need you to answer that. It's not rhetorical. Was he wrong, or was he just being honest? I want you to think about that and hold that thought, because tonight we're going somewhere that couples are afraid to go. We're going to a place where couples are afraid to go, okay? Let me ask you this, or let me explain to you, rather, what this Ick Factor is. Tell me it was both wrong and honest. And you're not wrong. You're absolutely. Hey, Louise. So here's the thing. The ick thing, and I couldn't think of nothing else to name it, is that thing that you don't like, but it may be a visceral, involuntary, almost irrational response to a thing that you may not like. You can't explain it. You just feel it. I don't know. I don't like the way your hair is. Why? I don't know, Now, here's that's what the ick is. That's the thing that you don't like. Now, let's keep it going. What you're actually saying with that kind of language, and for those of you who joined the first time, we answer in real time, so I'm just going to be patient and answer. B. Williams says, he was not wrong, he was not right as well. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You're on the right track. Yeshua says, he was wrong for being honest. Timothy says, just being honest. Okay. Irma says, he should just say what the issue was. Sunshine. Unkind. Just because it is honest and is true doesn't mean something needs to be said. Sometimes it needs to be said. Wendy said he should know his wife's personality, but at the same time, some women can be overly sensitive. So that's a tough one. Timothy said bad delivery. So here's the thing. He was wrong for being honest. Here's the thing. The ick is genuine. The fact that you don't like it is genuine. And I'm not going to dismiss that. You have the right to not like something that your spouse says, something that your spouse does. You have every right to not be completely overwhelmed and just completely in love with everything that your spouse does. It's okay for you not to like the way he or she does their hair. My wife and I, we have this thing where I keep telling her, I keep threatening her that I'm going to cut all the hair off my face and go completely bald. I'm already bald, but no hair, no mustache or anything. And she, no, she doesn't like it because she thinks that I take the hair off my top lip, my face looks like a thumb, she says. Okay, fine. You see that? It's how you say it. But her preference is real, even though calling my face a thumb is not very flattering. But her preference is real. But I think that what's being said is, I love you either way, but I'm actually not drawn, or I am only drawn to another version of you. And you have a right to be drawn to a different version of your spouse. I told you we're going to go somewhere where people don't want to go. Whether it's weight gain, whether it's hair, whether it's graying, whether it's balding, whether it's some things that you don't like, et cetera, et cetera. And I've shared this story with you before, that I have a friend who came to me once and said that he was no longer attracted to his wife because she had gained weight, she had loose skin, she had stretch marks because they'd had a child. Now, was he wrong for not liking it? No. But was he wrong for expressing it? Not really. The fact is that he didn't express it. He came to me and talked to me about it, and I told him not to express it because it's a very sensitive area. And what he needs to do is take off his clothes and stand in front of a mirror and understand who he is first and what he looked like. Because she has a reason for having a little weight gain, et cetera, et cetera. And we had to rework how he thought, and shift his paradigm so he could understand the value that this woman has brought, and that those wounds, those battle scars, were for him. Well, that little shifting in thought actually helped him to divert a major issue, okay? Hey, Angie in Glasgow. Hello from the UK. Wow. How you doing? So the ick thing is real. The ick factor is real. Okay? You have a right to dislike certain things about your spouse. The fact that you gotta fool yourself and say that, oh, everything's fine, everything's beautiful, everything's fine. What you're doing is you're stuffing your real feelings and you're building it up. You're sweeping it up under a rug and you're creating a lump. Eventually, one of you is going to trip over it because that 500-pound gorilla just sitting in the room that nobody's talking about eventually will come to light. Now, if you're honest about how you feel and you can talk about it, if it's weight gain, honey, I feel like I'm gaining weight. Baby, you know what? Well, before I go forward, let me talk about it. The preference that you were actually saying is that I love you either way, but there's a certain version of you that I may be drawn to. Okay? Now that's the preference. And here's the problem. This is how it can appear. When you say, is that what you're wearing? It can appear controlling. It can appear critical. It can appear that you're chipping away at their identity. This goes both ways, male, female. Wife telling her husband, dang, your stomach getting big. Or like my wife, your face is like a thumb. Not that. That's not what she said. But whatever. But whatever it is, you can't chip away at your partner's identity. Now, someone said earlier, it's not what you say, but how you say it. Let's delve into that. Because the delivery is the actual message. Okay, here's a comment. Wendy says, but if you're not attracted to certain changes that happen with your spouse, that needs to be a naked moment conversation because intimacy will suffer and that can be a gateway for infidelity. And I do agree with that, honey. She's the only one I call honey. But I do agree with that. If there are certain changes in your spouse, yes, it has to be discussed. And we're going to talk about that. And she mentioned naked moments, which is something that we talk about in our book, Marriage Ain't for Punks. And naked moments is a time when you've developed this in your relationship, you've developed this in your marriage, where you both actually are able to talk openly and honestly, and you're both completely emotionally naked. You're emotionally naked. And you're emotionally vulnerable, and the other person is not listening to rebut or listening for a comeback, but he's listening or she's listening only to gather information. Okay, so that it's very important, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about some of this. But Jesus, our time. This might be a two-parter. I'm going to try to get through it all today. But the delivery is your message, because it's not what you said; it's your posture behind it. It's your posture behind it. Let's take the wearing thing. The best option. How do you say that? Go back to the original scenario. She walks in. She's wearing something that is not flattering. The best option is to start with admiration. Now, psychologists call it the sandwich. Makes you real sexy. And I kind of want that vibe tonight. Now, any variation of that, okay, that's a better option. That's the best option. What about women who will take it badly no matter how much positive you couch it in? They need counseling, okay? Because I can't be responsible for every way that you respond. I can only do my best to couch it in the best way I can, okay? Okay, someone said the complete video died. Now I'm paused. Am I paused? My live stream is not working. Is anyone else having issues? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Are you guys with me? Okay. I'm going to give it a second. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're yes. Ann says yes. Ann's in England and she says yes. So I don't know what's happening with the rest of y'all. Okay. Ann all the way in England. And a U doggone K. Okay, okay, fine. Well, let's continue. Everybody else, you're having trouble. I hope you get it right. Okay. All right, great. Cool. So that's the best option, is to sandwich. I'll go back a little bit. Sandwich is something positive, then the corrective language in the middle, and then at the end, something positive. Stuff like that, but you say it with a side eye. Now, mind you, listen, if you're not getting this, or if this is buffering or you're having trouble, in the app, you can go and see this in its entirety without buffering or what have you, inside the app. So this will be recorded. These are all being recorded and they will all be saved, okay? Because it's being saved internally. So, okay. But if you say it with a side eye, that's a problem. That's not a good option. You might be kind or whatever, but it's disingenuous. Worst option, and get this, when you say something corrective or something critical, every time you see something new. If every time your partner does something, you got a problem with it. That's a pattern. And patterns turn into prisons. Okay? That's a pattern. Stop, Talamisha. And patterns turn into prisons. Okay? A preference shared in love builds a connection. But a preference told as a standard builds resentment. I'll say that again. A preference shared in love builds connection, but a preference that's presented as a standard builds resentment. Okay? But so it's all about how you're presenting. So many people have ruined relationships because they don't know how to present to each other. They just don't get it. So how do you do it? I'm going to give you some practical advice here. It's called a 3-second rule. I need you to hear me and do this. Before you comment on your partner's appearance, behavior, or whatever, I want you to ask yourself this question. Take 3 seconds before you say anything and ask yourself the question. Very cognizant and being very intentional before you give any criticism. Now, let me talk a little bit about criticism. This is not even something I want to talk about, but let me share this with you. When you're criticizing, and I use that word, when you're giving any kind of criticism, there are 3 types of criticism. There's constructive. Constructive criticism is designed to build up. Construct, to build. It's designed to make something better, to increase something, to make a person better than they were. Okay? Constructive criticism. That is where we always should land. If there's something to be said, your question should be, is this going to build up my partner, or am I just getting something off my chest? Okay? It should be constructive. The second type of criticism is instructive criticism. Instructive criticism is where I'm telling you something, but the intention in me saying it is to instruct you. The intention is for you to learn. Okay? I experienced a lot of this in law school where, actually, some of it was destructive, but a lot of it was in law school where lessons were taught, parables were given. I was pointed out sometimes, but there was always something behind it to teach me a lesson, and we do that quite often. We're trying to instruct through waking you up, through bringing you to a reality. No. Boom, 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 boom. And hopefully you'll get it. It's instructive. And underneath the instructive criticism is the fact that it will build you up. So it's constructive as well. But the third kind is destructive. Destructive criticism benefits no one. It doesn't benefit the sender. It doesn't benefit the receiver. Destructive criticism is only to tear down. Stay away from it. 3-second rule, ask yourself the question, is this instructive? Is this intended to teach a lesson, or is it constructive? Is it intended to build? If it's just my issue and my wife is fine with what she's wearing, my wife is fine with what she's wearing, she's completely okay with her hair, she's perfect with how she's living. If she got a problem with it and I got an issue with it, even though my issue might be real, if it's not going to build her up, if I'm not doing something to protect her, then maybe I want to deal with my own issue. Maybe it's me. Okay? Maybe it's me. Okay, what about the women who will take it badly no matter how much positivity you couch it in? Or the men who are going to take it badly? Look, again, we cannot. If you are constantly readjusting because your spouse or significant other is constantly being offended, then there's another issue at hand. If you're constantly having to readjust everything you say and walk on eggshells because they are always offended no matter what you say, then there's another issue at hand. And that issue is this. That person has something that they need to talk to a counselor about. I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychiatrist. I know some really good ones. But there may be something that person needs to talk about in therapy. I'm talking about people who can, from a healthy perspective, talk to each other and receive each other, understanding that if it's done out of love, then, hey, we should be okay. Some people may have so much resentment built in that no matter what you say, they're going to be offended. Okay? I suggest you go ahead to calvinrobeson.com or marriageinfopunks.com and sign up for some counseling, or find a good counselor near you, and we'll try to work through that. Okay? All right. That was not a plug. Okay. Now, here's the problem. You see, the ick that we talked about, like I said earlier, is real, but don't worship it. Don't worship the ick. The ick is often rooted in some unspoken expectations, or sometimes it's you needing to resolve your own stuff and you're passing that along onto your spouse. But it's not a verdict. It's an invitation to examine yourself. Okay, so whether or not your spouse is chewing loud and that annoys you, or talking with your mouth full, or any of that, you can't ick yourself out of a good relationship simply because you don't know how to communicate about it. Okay, are you getting this? I need to know you're getting this. If you are, it's so important that you get this. You take this into your spirit. Okay, now here's how healthy couples navigate the problem. Whatever you have to say, take the 3-second rule. Say it kindly. Say it gently. And the preferences should be voiced in love and not as a verdict. not as a judgment. Secondly, watch the pattern. Is it possible that everything your spouse does, or whenever they're doing something, you got something to say? Y'all know people like that? Everything I do, they got something to say about it. It's not what you're wearing then. It's not how your hair is. There's some serious internal competition going on there. There's some serious issues that need to be unraveled and unpacked there. If every time you do something, that person is saying something about it. Okay? And thirdly, check the motive. Are you saying it to enhance the relationship, or are you saying it to manage your own comfort? If you're enhancing the relationship, then great. But if you're only about managing your own comfort, that's a problem. Honor your spouse's autonomy. Your partner is not a customizable avatar. Honor their individuality. You chose them, not a version of them you're still designing. Who they are is who you chose. Okay? So, remember, next time your spouse is wearing something that you don't like, your feelings about it are correct, but be darn sure about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, because your number one goal is to build and not tear down. Now, I know we had some connection issues. I need to know that you guys are still there. If you are, give me a thumbs up. Okay? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're there. Okay? All right. Great. So people are still there. Okay? So our time is up, but I need you to understand, look, this is a good thing. If you're enjoying this, let us know. Put your comments. Please put your comments in the on the post on the first page. Wendy says, if we are offended, we need to ask them to change the delivery but don't forget the issue. Absolutely. If you put your comments, let me know how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Give me topics if you have things you want to discuss. That's cool too. Tag somebody, talk to somebody, send a text to somebody. Tell them, listen, every Tuesday night you need to be on here. If you're in the UK, if you're in China, I don't care where you are, please let somebody know about it. We're going to build our usership. We want to build this thing and let this become a marriage ain't for punks movement, because we're here to save marriages, save relationships, and I'm so glad you're a part of it, okay? God bless you guys. Can't wait to see you guys on next Tuesday. All right? Take care, and we'll see you next week.